I am sure you're just like me, patiently and excitedly waiting for Sora to be finally released for the public. Well, OpenAI at least released new videos from different kinds of artists who got to play with Sora before all of us. How unfair! But no, let's look into it. As you can see here on Twitter or X, a glimpse of our early work with artists and filmmakers to see how Sora can help bring ideas into reality. So let's look at that. And I think this video is probably the most impressive one. So let's actually watch through, well, maybe not through the full video, but through a bit of it, because it again shows just how freaking amazingly good Sora already is.
Well, they say everyone has something unique about them, something that sets them apart. It's just in my case.
By the way, I've counted all the fingers in every shot, and it looks like it's 5 fingers every time. So yeah, I mean, it looks very realistic. It's really amazing.
It's quite obvious what that thing is. I am literally filled with hot air. Yeah, living like this has its challenges. Windy days, for one, are particularly troublesome. Or there was one time my girlfriend insisted I go to the cactus store to get my Uncle Jerry a wedding present. Ugh. What do I love most about my predicament? Ooh, the perspective it gives me. I get to see the world differently. I float above the mundane and the ordinary. I see things a different way from everyone else. Yeah, and I feel like it's because of that perspective I'm reminded every day that life is fragile. We're all just a pinprick away from deflation. So I try to live life with a lightness, a buoyancy, a joie de vivre. I got a lot of ideas keeping this thing full. With any luck, I'll find a way to share them with everyone else.
All right, now we've watched through the whole video. Anyway, I think this is really, really good. I mean, you really see how good Sora is. I want to show you 1 or 2 more things. This video here, I really like this scene. I really, really like that one. And then this is what I want to show you, because here you can see maybe an issue that Sora still has or maybe will have in the future. But we'll get into that in just a second. I'll show you the start and then you tell me what you see. All right. I mean, we don't need to watch all of it, but this is what I mean. This probably, I mean, maybe not, but this probably should have been the same person or character, right? I mean, they were almost the same clothes, but they are definitely not the same person. Now, we don't know what the intent was with this video or this prompt. Maybe it shouldn't have been the same character, but this is one thing. In none of these videos you see same characters. But let's look at just one more thing and then we'll get into that again. This one here is really cool. Just play a little bit of that.
Welcome to Beyond Our Reality, a journey through parallel worlds, where we delve into the extraordinary. Episode 1 unveils the giraffe flamingo, a stunning hybrid that roams the savannah with grace and vibrant hues. A creature that leaps across the desert with the vigor of a kangaroo and the resilience of a reptile. Our adventure culminates in episode 8 with the fox crow, a fusion of fox cunning and crow freedom, soaring through the forest enigma.
Alright, now what do you think about these videos? I think they are just freaking amazing, and the detail, I mean, how far AI video already is, I can't believe it. It's really still mind-boggling to me. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. But now, as I said, one thing you don't see in any of these videos are consistent characters, or try to create consistent characters. Well, the airhead is a yellow balloon, so they have a yellow balloon in every scene with different clothes everywhere. I would not really consider that a consistent character. And as one comment here on X states, I feel like the biggest thing Sora is missing is the ability to create reusable characters and elements. Put the same person in different clothes and settings, or have the same setting with different people in it or from deliberate different perspectives, like a two-camera conversation. This is another good point. You also do not see consistent settings. The settings also constantly change. So that makes you question, can Sora actually create consistent characters and consistent settings? But probably this is also why Sora is not available for the public yet, because they are still working on that, which would be my guess. But it seems like Sora is still starting to cooperate with Hollywood filmmakers, according to this article here from VentureBeat. As you can read here, the videos also come following a report by Bloomberg that OpenAI executives have met with Hollywood filmmakers and studios to drum up interest in using Sora for conventional big-budget filmmaking, which would be freaking huge. I unfortunately cannot show you the article or the report by Bloomberg because I believe this is behind a paywall. Now, not everything is great when it comes to Sora and AI video, as we'll also look at in this article from VentureBeat, because there's a lot of question of where or from what data was Sora trained. Was it from publicly free available data, or are they actually ripping off artists? And also, people are generally very concerned about AI video making, as you can see here. Just last week, the new indie horror film Late Night with the Devil was criticized by dozens online for its use of AI, with some even calling for a boycott on it, and any films that used AI instead of hiring artists using more traditional methods. Now, I definitely understand where this is coming from, and I understand the fear and the boycott and the push against it. But I have to say, this will not, in the long run, this is just not a good path to go through, because you cannot do anything against this coming. Technology, especially when it's as convenient as this AI filmmaking, and makes so many things more accessible for everybody, and everybody can use this, you cannot stop that, because it will just be adapted. Modern technology, especially like this, will just be adapted. You can fight against that as much as you want, and as much as I understand the fear and the fighting against that, I think the better strategy would be to embrace it and use it for yourself. Because again, I don't see any way around this coming and becoming more and more popular. Now, one thing that we probably should do something against is what here @NewtonRex mentions on Twitter. It's also in this VentureBeat article. He is the current fairly trained CEO. We'll talk about it in just a moment. And he made this tweet, "Artist washing. When you solicit positive comments about your generative AI model from a handful of creators while training on people's work without permission/payment." And this is what I just mentioned before. Is all the works that Sora is trained on publicly available, or are the artists properly paid for the work that OpenAI and Sora use? Probably not, and this is definitely an issue. So just briefly, let's also look at this sentence about Fairy Trained, which is a new non-profit that certifies AI models that can demonstrate they have been on only licensed or public domain data, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Now, do I think this will change a lot? Probably not, because the majority of people doesn't think about that. They just see, oh, amazing text-to-video or text-to-image generation model, I want to use that, and they go ahead and use that. And I am one of these people. And it's not that easy, right? But it would probably be a good idea if there would be any regulation about that you have to properly compensate artists if you use their work to train your model. But then again, I don't know how this can be made in a legal context. But yeah, from just my brief personal moral ethic thinking about this for 2 minutes, I would say artists whose work has been used to train these models should probably be compensated somehow. Will Fairly Trained would also be a nice name. Anyway, will Fairly Trained be a success? Maybe. I can see an uprising of people only using properly certified models for sure, but I don't think that it will matter that much in the grand scheme of things. What are you paying attention to this, or are you just using models when they are available? Or are you paying attention to how the model is trained and if they are fairly trained? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video right over there. Have a great rest of your day.